What's up everyone, my name is Soren Iverson. I'm a product designer at Cash App, and today I'm going to show you how to design and prototype a nav bar according to Google's material design guidelines. If you're not familiar with navigational bars, I recommend looking at Google's material design site so you can learn about usage, principles, when to use them and when not to use them, the anatomy of them, and more. Today I'm going to show you how to design a nav bar that can be used for mobile apps, as well as the individual components that have the icon and the typography for each navigational element. A couple quick notes on when to use and when not to use nav bars. You should be using them as top-level destinations that can be accessed from anywhere in the app. A good example of this is Twitter or Spotify, the persistent elements at the bottom of the page. There should be 3 to 5 destinations top, and this should work for mobile or tablet only. This isn't something that we use in desktop design. You should avoid this when there's single tasks such as viewing an email, or if it's in a user preferences or settings page. Start with some text. Home. Above that, I'm going to say home again, but I'm going to change this to Font Awesome Pro, and here you'll see a home icon. I'm going to increase the size of this to be 18 pixels, make it 24 pixels high. I'm also going to make it 24 pixels wide. And I'm going to center it. The reason for that is if I'm going to swap this out to be a different icon, we want it to be placed consistently. I'm going to take both of these, apply auto layout, call this nav item. I'm going to call this icon, call this label, and I'm going to center it like this. I'll set this to fixed width, set this to 64. I'm going to create an additional one of these. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the text, and this is 40 pixels high. I'm going to add 8 pixels of padding here so that this is 40 pixels high as well. I'm actually going to rename this label and this no label. Then I'm also going to create versions of this that are inactive. So what that means is when they're selected versus not selected. I'm going to change this to 50%, and then I'm going to change the color of all of these to white. Do why in a second. Let's change this background color so this is a little bit easier to see. Now I am going to take all of these and I'm going to create component sets. I'm going to call this nav item. This first property will be label, and then we're going to add a second property. And we're going to call that active, and we're going to default to true. So these both have a label. So in the label section, we're going to call this true. We're going to call this active false. So now if I click this, it's a label. It's true that it has a label. It's true that it's active. This, it's false that it has a label. It's true that it's active. This has a label, true, active, false. This does not have a label, so that's false. And it's also not active. Now, if I take this component, I toggle this off, it'll remove the label. If I toggle this from active to inactive, it'll make it on or off. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this 5 times, and I'm going to change this to say newspaper, call this feed, change this to search. And let's say here I'm creating like a social media app. Change this to a bell. Actually, let's do an envelope. We'll call this messages. And then we'll add one final one here. We'll say user. We'll have this say profile. If I take all of these and I hit Shift A to apply auto layout, let's add 12 pixels of padding between them. Let's add 5 pixels of padding on either side. Let's add 12 pixels of padding on the bottom, 8 pixels of padding on the top, and then let's add a fill here. But let's change this to be that purple that we had initially. And now we'll call this nav bar. Take all of these, I'm going to change this to not have a label and not be active. I'm going to take this, I'm actually going to change this to say home. I'm going to duplicate this 4 times. Now that I have all these instances laid out, I'm going to create a component set, and I am going to call this nav bar, and I'm going to call this page. So if I click on this, I can do drop down, and I can select different items. You'll notice that these are out of order. Now if I go here and hover over this property, go to edit property, I can reorder these so that they show up in the correct order. Now that I have everything laid out, I'm going to create 5 frames. I'm going to add like 24 pixels of spacing at the bottom. Have margin. Let's change this to home, and then I'm going to prototype, say on click, navigate to. Let's actually change this to 350, just so things are a little smoother. We'll do that same thing for search, messages, and profile. Let's rename these layers: home, feed, search, messages, and profile. And then I am going to, for clarity's sake, add a layer up at the top as the title of each page. Call this home, and then we'll call this feed, search, messages, and then profile. Last thing that we're going to do, change this to that purple for fun, and then we're going to add these text layers to each individual page. We'll see why in a second. Let's rename these, call this home, I'm gonna add this to each page and then hide it. Call this feed, add that to each page and hide it. Let's call this one search, add that to each page and hide it. Name this messages, hide that. Finally, we'll call this profile and we'll hide that across each screen. And now we have the prototyping all hooked up. If I open this flow, if I click on a different item, you'll see there's that really smooth transition up at the top, and you get a little nice animation with each of these icons here. If I wanted to, I can make that a bit snappier. If I go to prototype here, I select all of these. Let's change this to 200 milliseconds. Now you have a working navigational bar at the bottom that you can easily change the titles of and the icons of according to the needs of your app. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that you now have a better understanding of how bottom nav bars work in mobile app design, and more importantly, how to create components that you can prototype for your work in the future. If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm Soren, and I'll see you in the next video.